This case, latest case, 20-year-old young man, he was affected by the Israel-Palestine conflict, so he wanted to kill Jews. So we now have 32 Singaporeans picked up since 2015. 31 of them affected by ISIS, Syria, now Palestine, and one young boy, far right. A few weeks ago, the facts came out. But the common thread across all these cases is that they were thinking of using violence. Amirul, this young man, was serving his full-time national service with the SAF at the time of his arrest this year. MINDEF alerted ISD about him, and ISD's investigations confirmed that he had become radicalized. Amirul was very serious. He had made detailed preparations. He had a knife prepared for his attack. He studied carefully the human vascular blood system. He decided to target the abdomen area because he said that's where there'll be heavy bleeding. It'll cause quick death. He made a replica knife to practice stabbing and grip techniques. He actually practiced stabbing and grip techniques. He physically wrecked the synagogue twice, identified an ambush site, thought through exactly how he would execute his attack, but again, was careful not to take photos because he didn't want to get noticed taking photos. So he didn't want to alert security forces. And he intended to kill at least 3 Jews, Jewish men, on the assumption that they would have served national service in Israel. But actually, a large part of our Jewish community are Singapore citizens. They would have served national service in Singapore. He also planned his escape route after the attack and intended to post a short manifesto online. So you see these ideas are gathering steam. He wanted to incite others to carry out similar attacks. And he was serious about traveling to Gaza. He wanted to fight against Israel. He discussed with a foreign contact his intention to travel to Gaza. He made a replica AK-47 and practiced rifle handling techniques with it. He researched travel routes to Gaza, and he told ISD that if he had made it to Gaza, he did not want to come back home. He had no intention of coming home, and he wanted to die as a martyr there. This is the first time for us that a self-radicalized Singaporean was being picked up under the ISA, who was primarily driven by the Palestine-Israel conflict. So, but, let's be clear. He is not being detained because he sympathized with the Palestinian cause. He is being detained because he wanted to kill innocent people in Singapore to show his support for the Palestinians. It's perfectly okay to support the Palestinian cause, but it's not okay to go around killing people. If he had succeeded in his plans, the consequences for us would be very serious. It will go beyond the loss of the 3 lives, or however many he managed to kill. It would probably incite a greater animosity, distrust between different races and religions in Singapore. Muslim community leaders and others have come here today at the synagogue to show their solidarity with the local Jewish community, sending a clear message that the community does not condone violence, which is the reason why I decided to come to the synagogue as well, meet with the rabbi, meet with the Jewish community leaders, explain to them, assure them that we are constantly watchful. But as I said just a few weeks ago, and it's unfortunate that we are having these discussions within such a short space of time. Again, ISD has to succeed every single time. Whoever has these intentions needs to succeed only once. So that is a challenge that ISD faces. But here, again, ISD's actions prevented a possible terrorist attack. I think, MINDEF was also very alert. They alerted ISD in the first place earlier this year. Well, government's view is on record, and our position is that we support the right of the Palestinian people to a homeland under a 2-state solution. We also recognize the right of Israelis to live in enduring peace and security. We've made that very clear, and we have said there should be a peaceful resolution to the conflict through a negotiated 2-state solution consistent with UN Security Council resolutions. before I became Home Minister, I was Foreign Minister. I had to deal with these issues, and I've made all these points. In 2014, when I was Foreign Minister, there was, in our view, a disproportionate use of force in Gaza by Israel. There were severe civilian casualties. In Parliament, I said that we felt that was not right, and I called for an immediate cessation of hostilities and violence. So that's the government viewpoint. We were very clear, and we have gone on record to say that. I've said it, and my predecessors as well as successors have said it too. So people in Singapore are entitled to support the Palestinian cause or other causes. They are entitled to support Israel, they are entitled to support Palestine, they are entitled to support any other cause. What you can't do is take a knife out or a gun out to kill Jews or anyone else. That we can't accept. And that is what this young man is being detained for.
Minister Vanessa.
If you look at the pattern that we are seeing, you will see what the difficulties are. Young people, they go on the internet. There isn't enough supervision. When they talk about it to their friends, to their teachers, to their families, very often we get alerted because the families care for these young people, and they know that this path could be very, very bad, and so they alert. That's a substantial number. We are able to talk to them. The religious instruction is given to them. They are helped with their education, and they come out of it. Right? That's a majority of cases. Now, in the overall context, even that is a minority, right? Most people don't become radicalized in this way. Then a small minority, they go on the internet, they keep it to themselves. Like Amirul didn't give any indication of violent tendencies. He practiced his stabbing techniques in private. He didn't tell his family. He talked about the Palestinian cause, but he never talked about using violence. He never talked about coming out to kill Jews. So he had a plan, and he knew what he had to keep quiet about because he didn't want to be identified, caught. So he was quite smart about it in that way. So when you get a person like that, or also not infrequently, you get people who within a matter of weeks, 3-4 weeks, get radicalized. So there isn't much time to identify their movements.